Hey guys, Sign here with HobbiesofaMan once again, and today we're doing another Witchblade review. Today we're looking at issue number 9 with this awesome green cover there. I really enjoy this. I think it's really nice looking. Maybe, you could argue that there's some imbalance there with the way that she's drawn. It's kind of, it's not supposed to be symmetrical, but it almost feels a bit kind of off. But it's not that big a deal. I really like it anyways. I think it's cool. So, same team as always, Bennett, Cafaro, Prianta, and Pateri. And this continues on directly from the end of last issue. So it opens up at the Bronx Zoo, and we have Sara, who basically just met Jackie, saw that he's, writhing with these nasty, crazy snake things, and immediately points her gun at him, right? She has him at gunpoint. She knows he's dangerous, and the Witchblade is aching to fight him, to destroy him, right? But he doesn't seem to be aware of this, right? He knows her, or he has some sense of her, right? But he doesn't know what it is or why, right? And so she attacks him. She decides to fight him. And as this is happening, she focuses on the darkness creatures that are around him, right? The things that really freak her out. And while she's doing this, she realizes that they're not there, that they are invisible, or only she can see them in some way. And Jackie has no clue what the hell she's doing, right? He even tells her, I'm not trying to help you here, but, I'm over here. I don't know what the hell you're punching in the air, right? And, she continues to try to punch these things, and then eventually just starts punching Jackie across the zoo. And they actually end up being kind of crazy. They end up fighting like proper fisticuffs, right? They're fighting with their fists and using different kind of things around the zoo, like these skeletons of different animals across the enclosures and the the exhibitions, right? It's really ridiculous. It just devolves into kind of like this stupid brawl on the ground for these characters. And then the lady that Jackie saved in the last issue shows up. She jumps on top of Sara, and Sara just smacks her to the ground. And this is when she realizes, well, this guy is sort of good, even if there's something wrong with him. Maybe I can use him, right? Maybe I can use him instead of trying to bring him in or kill him. And so she starts telling him about the fact that someone in his family, someone that works for his dad or his uncle or whoever, has been using their system or their setup in order to bring in human slaves, right? Trafficking, to do human trafficking, to bring in slaves for rich people. And she kind of takes him, or she manages to make him question this, and then leaves him be, right? And then Joe Siri shows up to see what's going on, right? And he helps Sara get home, and she is sitting there next to him, and she's kind of reading his expression, and she's realizing that she had it all wrong, that Joe Siri is not a bad guy. He's not a corrupt cop. He's more or less a good cop. He's just been following along with whatever Sara wanted to do. And this kind of comes out of nowhere for me. I don't necessarily think that this was well done. I think that the explanation for this is a bit unclear. Maybe we need to have an issue where this is discussed, right? Because it just kind of feels out of nowhere that Sara sits next to him and suddenly decides that she knows what the hell's going on, and it's completely opposite of what she thought of him before, right? So, I mean, maybe the Witchblade is helping her with her intuition or something like that, but it does still feel like out of left field. I think that there has to be more of an exploration of Joe Siri's character and who he is and what he's doing before something like this can really be done. So this was kind of the first mistake I feel that was made in this series. It's possible that it's because they want to speed up the series. I'm not really sure. I don't think so. I think this is selling pretty well. There's no need for this to go quicker than it does, but I'm not really sure, right? So she decides that he's innocent now. She goes back to her house. She goes to Ian. She asks him about the relics because, what's his name? Kenneth Irons has a lot of relics, right? A lot of them in his control. And she wants to know more about them. Ian doesn't tell her anything, so she locks herself in her dad's sickle key, and she finds information, or she does the research. And, well, she doesn't really seem to find anything too meaningful, but she comes out. And when she comes out, it's been 2 days, right? But in those 2 days, we've seen that Ian is actually betraying her to Kenneth Irons. He's actually just there as a spy for Sara, for Kenneth Irons against Sara, in order to get Kenneth Irons in order to revive his dead wife. Now, I think this is kind of similar to the previous, version. I can't remember too much, but I think it's interesting. It also feels a bit out of left field. I get that that's supposed to be because it's a reveal, and it kind of does add up with some of the stuff that Ian has said before, but it almost feels like, I don't know, there was not enough buildup. Like there could have been some scenes where we see that Ian is kind of watching Sara in a way that isn't like positive before this reveal was happening, right? It almost feels like there should have been an extra issue where we explore the Josiri stuff and the Ian stuff as Sara goes through her life for a bit, right? I feel like there could have been a bit more slice of life moments, I guess you could call them, where we can explore some of these concepts, right? Because it does feel kind of out of nowhere sometimes with these sort of things, right? And then we see that Jackie tells Sara where to go, and he drops her basically in the middle of a bunch of creosotes. And the ending of the issue is pretty good. It's pretty exciting. There is a nice build up to future storylines, but it just feels like some of the stuff that was done here with characters that are secondary was not as well thought out as usual, and that's fine. It's not particularly bad, but it does almost feel like there could have been an extra issue here with all of the stuff that was done, right? Otherwise, it's pretty good. There were some nice extras in the background, and it was pretty enjoyable. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Witchblade number 9. Let me know what you thought. Thank you guys very much for watching, and see you guys later.